Hello, hello, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Bravo We're Black. Kay is not here today. She's good. She's good. She's just handling a few things, but in the meantime, I'm here to hold it down for her. I have Stephanie from Mocha Minutes with me. My boo, I haven't talked to her in a good minute. I'm so excited to hear her opinions on this summer house drama.
Oh,
Y'all know I said I haven't caught up in a while, but I definitely want to get her thoughts so you guys can hear them as well. And then we're going to talk about Housewives of Atlanta. Was this episode good? Was it bad? What was going on in it? We're going to talk about everything. First off, how are you today, Stephanie?
I am good, and I'm so excited. You know what? I'm so excited. I need good vibes. I need good energy. It's been a
Hmm.
bad energy days for the last few weeks, so I'm like, I need good energy days. So
I
I'm
get it.
excited to record with you. I'm
I get it.
excited.
And it's always a good
I sound like
time.
Oprah.
You sound like
I sound like Oprah.
listen. So, first off, let's get into the summer house drama. Now, Stephanie, I know you were telling me
Oh,
before we started recording
mm,
that you haven't really been keeping up with it, but you did watch this most recent episode.
I did. I,
Mhm.
Let me tell y'all something. Um, Shout out to Chelsea from the cute one. She is the reason why I started watching Summer House. She's literally the reason. She's the only reason. Because I'm like, I'm not watching that. I'm like, oh, now I need to understand the joke, so I'm gonna watch it. So this was years ago. And so I haven't been watching this season. It's kind of like I fell off, and then the Amanda and West of It All came out, and I was like, oh, I don't want to watch this season now because I'm like, it's gonna make me mad. And then last night I decided to watch the episode, and I need to go back and watch so I can fall in love with KJ like everybody else is. And Carl used to be my fave because he was my favorite, slut from the 90s. He is for the streets. He always has been. And my birthday twin, Hub House, I'm like, I love her. So I was like, I'm going to watch. And I'm sitting here like, oh, God, y'all making me angry. Because I'm like, every time I hear Amanda talk, I'm like, oh, you raggedy heifer. You hussy. I'm like, oh, I wanted to come through the screen and slap her. I did. I
So
wanted to come through, but I also wanted to see if I'm sorry, if they
mhm.
are going to talk about, so I'm like, I know with the Amanda West of all, it's kind of like, that's eclipsing everything. I'm like, I want to know what else they talking about on this show. And I just want to like hold KJ. I really do.
Okay, okay.
And I'm
And
like, I love it. You black
for the
people.
people who might not have seen last night's episode, like what were they saying? What were the people saying? What was Amanda saying?
So they had decided, like, apparently some day in August is National Beach Day. So it's like this is their last weekend. You know how they like to celebrate their last weekend. And so they went to National Beach Day, and one of the new girls, Mia, who I'm like, I'm liking your vibe. I like her on TikTok. She's a follow. That's um she was talking to Amanda. Amanda was just like, I'm like, if Wes, because apparently the episode before, Wes and Sierra, I guess, made up and became friends again, and Amanda's talking to me like, if Wes is gonna come back into her life, he's got to be serious because she's such an amazing person. I'm like, you raggedy heifer. I'm like, and you still is like, I still got to hook up with Wes, and then it's like she's talking about how apparently the episode before she was talking about how unhappy she is with Kyle, and Sierra suggested, like, have you thought about maybe taking like 30 days away and staying somewhere else? So essentially, it's been discussions with Amanda about being separated from Kyle, and Kyle found out from Sierra, like, wait a minute, are y'all talking about her separating? I'm like, and mind you, apparently they're in therapy this whole time.
Oh
And I'm
wow.
like, wait,
Mhm.
y'all in couples therapy, and you're like, I'm still unhappy and want to separate. So I'm like, I don't know how the announcement of the separation is going to come up. I have no idea. And then this is the second time in a row that Lindsay has had a freedom dinner, meaning that she's celebrating the end of her and Carl's engagement relationship. I'm like, I don't even know, freedom dinner. I'm not exactly sure why we're having this. Um, Carl seems very happy about his soft bar, which is basically a chili. I'm like, isn't that just a restaurant? I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, I don't wanna be rude." I'm like, "It sounds like Panera Bread." But I like Carl to a certain extent. It seemed like they were having, like, the freedom dinner, and they were just going around like what you lost and found, which I think is a very cute idea. And, um, Kyle brought up the option of doing, like, a residency in Vegas, and so the table was like, "Wait, you're like, wrestling with this
Mhm,
residency and you didn't talk to your wife?" And I'm like, "I mean, I see that." But then also, I think what pissed Kyle off, because Kyle is a Leo as well, is he saw Amanda's face. Everybody was saying, "Kyle, you're wrong, Kyle, you're wrong, Kyle, you're wrong," and she had this s snicker she had this smile and smirk on her face like, "That's right, get it." Yeah, she's like, "Whack 'em again, girl," and he lost it. He literally crashed out, but Kyle always crashes out. So it
mhm,
was like, he told her, "Fuck you." I was like, "Ooh." He's like, so the thing about that, people like, he's like, I saw the discourse. For me, 2 things can be true at the same time.
mhm.
No, the typical Kyle crash out shouldn't be happening, but also I understood where this one came from. I'm like,
Right.
"Why are you playing in my face? You're playing in my face right now. I don't know why. You're playing in my face right now. You have had conversations with Sierra and whoever else about us getting separated, but when and then it's like you keep saying I wanna have apparently conversations in front of the group, and when I do, it's like everybody's like, "No, Kyle, you should have it separate." Wait, what? Like, but again, Kyle's crash outs, I think this one gets really, really bad, and it's a to be continued. I thought last night was the finale, and I'm like, "Is it finale? Oh, I guess it's not." So apparently it gets really bad.
No, they're gonna bring this shit right back. And that's gonna be the finale.
Yeah.
But it is shocking from what you're telling me because it seems like, and this is what I was thinking as well, like Amanda is really trying to play up and make it seem like, "Oh, I love
Mhm,
Sierra, we're friends and we're this and that, and you're so great and you're perfect and I love you and you're all this stuff." But at the same time, I'm about
mm,
to flip on you in a few minutes. And I cannot believe that. I'm so excited to see it unfold. And
mm,
I'm gonna start from the beginning, guys. So,
mm.
yeah, I'm gonna start from the not the beginning of the show, but the beginning of the season to see
Yeah, I think I am too.
what's going
Have you
on.
lis have you listened to the leaks?
The
My
leaks, I did hear some
Yeah,
of it, yes.
yeah, and I'm like, "Are you sure that's your friend? Because you talking to her like you crazy."
I don't know what's going on. I was like, is it AI? Is it AI technology?
I don't know because apparently, Andy Cohen is like, basically, it's alleged that the leak happened because of a production person. I
Mhm.
said I thought it was somebody on the cast, but I still thought whether it's cast or production, they did this to make sure y'all didn't paint Amanda as the victim here. And it was like, y'all didn't edit this stuff out. I'm like, yeah, because I feel like that's the only reason why y'all would do any leaks. I'm like, we've never had leaks from. I'm like, at least I don't know. Maybe there
Do
have
you
been other
think
shows
Andy
that
did it
leaked.
himself?
Well, I don't think he did because Andy was pissed about it, and then Andy has his own show on Sirius, so he talked about it. So I think he didn't do it, but it's kind of like I think they're saying like it was somebody that was part of allegedly. Let me say it again. Allegedly, somebody part of production that was on the production had leaked it out. Because I think
Okay.
it was like on Reddit first, and then once it's on Reddit, it migrates
Queen Naja?
everywhere else.
That is
It migrates everybody. I was like, wait, one. I'm like, wait a minute, there's three, and I'm like, oh God. I'm like, oh girl. I'm like, I feel like
listen,
whoever did this leak, they broke it up in pieces. Like, I'm gonna give you a little bit, like some kind of like crack dealer. He's like, I'm gonna give you a little hit. I'm like,
then
you
I'm gonna
want some
take
more?
it
You're gonna have
away,
to
and
give me
then I'm
some
gonna
more.
give you more, yeah. They
I'm
were
like,
just I think they were definitely playing into, the fans' thoughts and opinions on it.
mhm,
Just looking at all you have to do is just type in that Summer House hashtag or
mhm,
type in Amanda West on Twitter and everything pops up. Everybody's dragging the
mhm.
fuck out of them. And you know
Mhm.
what? They deserve it because they keep going with it.
And I think what's going to happen is if they do decide to come back, and I think they're banking on people wanting to watch in the city. which is the spinoff of Summer House, because apparently they address a little bit of this scandal
Mhm.
in the city, but not on Summer House, which is odd. And then also, Carl is not in the city, but I think they like set it up like soft bars and vault. It's so weird. I'm like, so why is Carl not on the show? Isn't he in the city
Oh,
too?
he'll be there. He'll be there
Right. So I'm
soon
like,
because they
because he
need.
wasn't like in the promo and he's not in the trailer, and I'm like, that's weird. I thought it was all the like the OG. I thought it was Kyle,
Mhm.
Carl, and Lindsay, and and because it was Kyle, it was Amanda. So I'm like, that's what I thought, and I'm like, wait a minute, Carl's not in. I was like, Carl's not in the show.
Yeah.
That's all.
Trust me, they'll build up to it because right now they're trying to give the show a wow factor, and this scandal
Mhm.
would be really good for a good first season of a new show. You know, they're trying to separate them,
Mm.
but
Mhm.
also, yeah, it's going to be a good show. It's good for the ratings.
Mhm.
So, I'm excited to see what happens with that. Do you have any final thoughts or opinions on Summer House?
I wanna see that. I'm like, even with the I have a weird relationship with spoilers. I'm like, if I know I'm gonna watch it, Imma watch it anyway. Mind you, I haven't watched the season. I'm like, that means I'm like, okay, binge the season before the reunion, even though it's going to be mostly talking about the scandal, but binge the season. I'm excited about this reunion meetings. I wanna see the looks. I just wanna see the looks. I wanna see how good Sierra is. I'm loving this run, and I really do think
Yeah.
if Lindsay had hooked up with Kyle, they'd have picked up cameras for Summer House.
Oh
They
yeah.
wouldn't have been like, "Oh, we're just gonna show it on the city." Like, no, y'all have picked up them cameras so quick.
Yeah. I do believe that. I do believe that as
Yeah,
well. I think
yeah.
they're just, I
Mm,
don't know. That is true.
yeah.
Man, I didn't
What are
even
your final thoughts on Summer House? Are you like binging so you can like get ready for the reunion?
Yeah, I'm binging so I can get ready for the reunion and also because so I can have a better understanding because I feel crazy when
Mm,
I hear about it and I'm like, well, I don't really know everything that's going on and I want the full picture. It's really bugging me because it's like I only
right,
have
right,
pieces
right.
for it. I only have pieces of it.
Mhm.
So it's like
Yeah.
I need the whole pie. I need to see exactly what's going
Yeah,
on. And
same.
but transitioning into our favorite. I don't know if how you've been feeling about it. I have been loving Housewives of Atlanta.
It's so good. This episode gave me old school Atlanta, and I'm like, "This is what we need." I'm like, "Oh," when I tell you, I'm like, I was like Phaedra, "Oh, I love this." I'm like, "This is like, oh, what the heck is going on?"
This
But I
is
loved
what
it.
the fans want to see.
I loved it. I'm like, "Oh, I need the reason to be like, oh, oh."
I do. I do. And I love this trip. I love the trip
Mhm,
that Cynthia has planned because I
mhm.
feel like it's not one of those it's extravagant trips that Atlanta usually
It's
takes.
Dallas, Texas.
It's Dallas, Texas.
Oh my
And it's
gosh.
nice. I love when they do a good city trip. It's the same with
Yeah.
Married to Medicine. I like when they go
Oh,
that
yeah.
road. They don't have to go to
Yeah.
another country. Like
Go down to Florida. That's fine.
those are not Florida.
That's where Married to Medicine went for contestants trip. They went to Florida.
Oh, that is true. That is true. I thought you were like, because
Oh
I'm
no,
in
I ain't telling
Florida.
them
I
no
thought you.
304s. No, no. I was like, when they go, like, that's not
I'm
the
just
first time they
joking.
went to Florida. And it's kind of like, I'm sorry, there is extravagance. Like, because not that there's not extravagance in Texas. I was like, y'all were literally acting like this is Beverly Hills, Tuscany. And it's like, girl, what? Um, because that white lady was looking like, you darkies better not mess up my house. And I'm like, not your guest house
Dude,
dirty, child. Not your guest house dirty.
listen,
You worrying about the darkies messing up your house and the guest house dirty. I was screaming.
that was, you know what? And that's the thing that I want to talk about the most because I felt like even though it was like dirty, it wasn't like filthy. You know what I'm saying?
It was little stuff that
Yeah, it was little
when
stuff
she
that
said
could have been easily
walkthrough,
fixed.
yeah, I'm like, that means they just need to change that means she just needed the cleaners come through. But when she said she did the walkthrough, I have a feeling if she went through the Zoom, they're just doing the roof. She didn't show up to the house.
Yeah, she doesn't have a magnified like, I could understand, I could kinda see how she would go in there, and then,
Mhm,
you just cut the lights on and it looks normal, like, the bed sheets were made, everything was done. So, it's like,
mm,
you're not gonna pay attention to, like, the little small details, like how the camera's
mhm,
zooming in on the shower and the toilet and stuff like that. And
mhm.
also, I was a bit confused because 'cause I'm like, was it not other bathrooms in the house where you guys can take a shower? Like, you didn't show up to the dinner because you guys couldn't take a bath?
It's like, "Was there only one bath?" I'm like, "Was there only one bathroom?" And it's like, there was also other bathrooms in the main house. I'm
Right.
sorry.
They coulda
I'm
went over
getting
to
my Chilean
Panky's.
sea baths. I'm like, "Can I just shower here?" I'm like, "Give them time to clean it." I'm like, "Imma stay up here, Imma chill, go chill in the tiny house, Pinky's tiny house, let them clean."
Hey,
But I'm washing my kibbles and bits. Sat out to cook. I'm washing my kibbles and bits somewhere.
hey,
It's too many bathrooms in that main house.
I didn't see it as really a big deal, and it did make me feel like this is just not good for Shamia. But
Mhm.
it's so many things going against Shamia. It's like I want her to do better. I want her to win.
I
I
want her to
want
be great.
yeah, I want her to be great, but it's tough. It's like moments like this, and
Mm,
then I felt bad for Cynthia because I seen obviously she's putting forth effort trying to accommodate them and make them feel comfortable. And another thing that we also have to remember as fans, like Cynthia said, and I think this was on like maybe an after show or interview that she did, but
mhm.
this is not her money. Bravo most of the time is planning these trips.
That was Maloof's. I'm like, "I don't care what y'all say." That was Maloof's PJ. Like, I don't know what we doing here.
That's it.
That was Maloof's PJ. They found the Airbnb. I get it. Cynthia's 0-2 on trips, okay?
Yeah.
She's 0-2. However, I didn't think this was, like, a really big L for Cynthia because it was like, how many people on this daggone trip? I'm like, this was like, 1, they coulda just cleaned it. I understand. If you already tired, I will give Kelly this. I will give her a pedal. With all the stuff that's going on with her ex-husband, it's literally like, "Girl, there is a spider in my room. Screw this. I will burn this house to the ground." 'Cause I'm
Mhm.
like, that's the thing. It's like it's a lot going on for Kelly. Shamia, maybe not so much. I'm like, I get it. Your husband don't ever want to live in your phone like everybody else. Black, Jamal,
Oh, real
um,
he's real quick to be
your
like, "I
husband
gotta
don't
go."
live in the phone. He's like, "Oh, I'll call you back in 2 minutes," because he don't want to do this. I'm like, "Girl, please stop calling that man. Please stop calling that man. What did you want him to do?" And I'm like, as funny as Kelly's confessionals are, say that shit to Cynthia's face. Do not. That's the thing. It's like it feels like, oh, I'ma be really, I'ma let go and let have behind your back. But when I come to you, it's like, oh, girl, I get it. Do you?
Yeah, that's the
Do
one
you
thing
get
that
it?
I don't enjoy about Kelly, like, I feel like that's very fake, and especially with Cynthia, because Cynthia is
Of
so
all people.
nice, of all people. She's not shady. We're not talking about the old Cynthia, like, when
No.
she had her
Mm-mm.
seasons, 50 Cent.
Mm-mm.
We're talking about the new
Okay.
Cynthia, like, I feel like she's a girl's girl. She's very welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
She's been very
Mm-hmm.
welcoming, even with the food, which, by the way, the meal that they had, I I want that today. I want that for
Hello.
dinner. A sea bass
Hello. Oh, come on, chili and sea bass.
with a
Thank you for the Jamaican.
risotto?
And they had a vegan option.
Yep.
And Pinky the only vegan there, I think. I think she the only one. It was
I was
like,
gonna be
they
funny
actually
and
had a
be
vegan
like, "Oh,
option
she's
for
vegan,"
Pinky.
but
Ooh, I know she had a Jamaican restaurant. I'm like,
no, let me
I'm like,
stop.
every time they mention Jamaican restaurant, I'm like, now on some oxtails.
Yeah, but even if she had a Jamaican restaurant, that doesn't
She
necessarily
can
mean
be
she's
vegan. That
not
don't mean
vegan.
anything.
They have a
It
roasted
don't.
pasta,
Pasta pasta is good. Oh my god.
and also I know how to cook a lot of things that I don't eat as well. Like, I know how to do some hush puppies, but I don't eat
Mm.
hush puppies.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't eat hush puppies. I don't eat hush puppies. I don't eat fried conch.
Mm.
That's just never been my thing, and well, at one point it was, but then I got really sick. I'll explain that, like,
Oh,
it was a
okay.
whole conch festival, and then they had the conch and I got a little bit too carried away, and then Bahama Breeze
Oh.
had,
Mm.
I think, their version of Hush Puppies or whatever it was, and then I
Mhm.
went overkill with that and I got sick, so From
Oh,
that
you
point
ate
on,
too
I was just
much.
like,
Okay.
"Yeah,
You were like,
I'm okay."
"Nope." You're like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
it's
I'm good
okay.
on that."
But, we know how to make stuff that we don't necessarily enjoy.
Mhm.
So,
But
I
if it's part of
just
your culture, you know how to do it. It's like,
yeah,
but it's like she just became vegan, but she been vegan since God knows how long.
and she
So
has
it's
a
like,
whole
yes,
family.
and she also has mentioned that she didn't just start out with just vegan restaurants. So I'm like, so
It's
am I the
not the
only one?
gag they think it is.
It's like, am I the only one? And I'm like, I want people to think I'm only sticking up for Pinky because she a Baltimore girl like me. That's not the only reason.
And shout out to Baltimore.
Thank you. Shout out me more.
Shout out to Baltimore. Yeah, you know what? And the more I watch the show, the more I do
Mhm.
enjoy Pinky too. I will say even her back and forth with Angela, I
Her
thought they both
incestuous
were.
teeth. Oh my god. I was like, "How are teeth incestuous?" I'm like, I now I wanna see her. I want Angela, my god, today. When I tell you that fan was fanning, and she was like, "Oh, now she packing Pinky up like she working Slutty Vegan, packing her." She like, "Who the slut walking in? Pinky, and she about to give you your order."
I didn't understand that too because I'm like, well, what set it off? Like, what was? I guess because it was
I was like, "Hmm?"
something Angela was feeling away or feeling like Pinky was jealous of her or where did that even come from? What
Had to I rewatched it before we started recording. I'm like, "Let me rewatch how this went," and it was just kinda like, Pinky wasn't aggressive. Pinky is just direct in a way that I wish Kelly and Shamia had been direct. Because it looks really aggressive because I think the reason why it looks aggressive is because Cynthia's flat out talking to them and they're just like, even kill. And here come Pinky saying, oh, they was upset and they felt like it was and they felt like you did it on purpose. I'm like, it does read aggressive if the other people that are actually involved making it seem like it's no big deal. It's
right.
like, she's not being aggressive, but it was also like, Pinky, you like, wait a minute, time out. I'm like, how did this fight just start happening? I'm like, wait, time out, wait. What is happening? And then the people who said, oh, I ain't got no glam, I ain't coming up. Oh, my coochie need to be like washed. I can't come to dinner. And here y'all asses come. I'm like, wait, time out. Sit
I
down and eat
just
the
didn't
berries.
understand it either because I'm like with K Michelle, my whole thing was I get your glam is important to you. I'm not mad at that
Mm-hmm.
at all. But it's like you were willing to film a scene by the pool, but you couldn't show up to the dinner.
And
That's what I
so
didn't understand. Like, what is
at
the difference?
first, yeah, first blush, I was like, "Hey, my girl, what is happening?" And then I realized I watched it again. That this I'm like, I can see both sides of this. So this was the thing. When I rewatched it, I'm like, I am looking at Drew. I'm like, did you do something to your face? Did you really have a respiratory infection? No. Oh no. Phaedra got on a sparkled, bedazzled hat. Portia is Portia. You got Angela. You got all these people made the fuck up. And you feel self conscious about your face. This is
Mhm.
also the lady who got an illegal BBL. Yeah, I know exactly why she ain't show up.
Okay.
Because it's like, and it's kind of like, it's like, girl, just sit down to do it. I'm like, you're already on camera. I'm like, because she's still mic'd up, they ain't take the mics away yet. They still filming. That's why she's there. So it's like, on one hand, it's like, oh, girl, Pinky, sit down and eat the sea bass. On the other hand, I'm like, I'm looking at you, all of y'all. I probably be like, girl, let me, can somebody at least draw something on my face? If you don't know how to do your makeup at all, because that's what it sounds like. She's like, I can't even draw.
Yeah, she
I can't
said it.
even
She
draw.
can't.
I'm like, girl, I don't know how to draw either, but I know how to draw on eyebrows. But it's
Listen.
like, why didn't you do? I'm like, so nobody didn't just offer glam to you, and then also it's 50 Cent.
Well, they
She
did.
don't go nobody. Well, you see Cynthia filming. She ain't like film without makeup on since she was like regular cast.
If I'm remembering correctly, though, they did offer her the glam, but she said that she would stick with
She
her
said,
team.
did she say no?
Yeah,
Mm,
she said she would stick with her team and the people that she's familiar with. So she was like, "I'm not
girl.
switching up." And so, I mean, I understand it. Like when you put it that way, I do understand. Like I didn't really think of it like that. With all of them being dressed up and stuff. So maybe she did
Mhm.
feel like, I don't want to be sitting at a table and then we have a scene together and everybody's all fixed up and I'm not. you know? I didn't really look at
She
it that
she
way.
don't feel but I'm like, and I still am like, but here's my this is where I'm gonna tug on K Michelle. K Michelle, why are you acting like you weren't on Love and Hip Hop? Why are you acting like you don't know how reality go? I get you ain't done it in a while, but I swear she's like, oh no, and I don't know how to do this. Weren't you on Love? Whoa! This bitch is shaking the table. That's you. You are a meme, ma'am. I'm like, why are you acting like you? Why is she acting like Pinky? Pinky don't have no reality TV experience. You do. I know it's been a while, but you have experience.
Yeah. I
Is
mean,
it
maybe
me?
that's why she's acting like that, though.
Cause it was like, oh girl, she's like, I'm sorry, I am married to medicine, my love. I have to act different.
I'm
Maybe that's it.
excited. One thing about it, though, I will say I'm excited to see her kinda, like, get into some things.
Mm-hmm.
I really wanna see how that unfolds because she's been chilling lately. She has been, like, pretty good. I thought
Mm-hmm.
things could go left with her and Drew, and maybe on the
Apparently
next
it is going
episode
to go
yeah.
left with Drew sometime this season. I just want to see why.
I don't know. I have a feeling it's gonna be about that black situation.
I think it is. Because
Yeah.
there's a difference between a man being in my DM and him being my friend. I'm like, Drew, yeah, a liar couldn't call me a liar.
But that's what I don't understand either because I'm just like, I just don't feel like it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm
To
like,
talk about black, this man that's on a Zoom call, like or a FaceTime call, we're
and
bringing
apparently
him
he's a
into the
pass around in
season.
Atlanta. I'm like, you
Oh,
doing
he's a
all this
trip.
for pass?
Oh,
He a pass around? What's
oh.
happening? He is a 304. 304 is getting such a
I
bad thing
mean,
today.
I don't mind a cameo. Yeah, I don't mind a cameo. Like if they were to show him
Cameo.
in passing, like you know what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
One of those type of situations, like they show her house at nighttime and he happened to like be leaving, then that would be like
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Okay. Yeah.
expected, you know.
It's like Drew be lying. And I like Drew. She looks stunning at this table with this
She
hair,
did.
this glam. She looks sing. So I'm like, I'm gonna give it to you, but I'm like, you couldn't clock nobody on lying ever. But again, K Michelle ain't been around you, so she don't know that. We know that. So
I
I think
mean,
maybe, yeah, I don't know.
but I'm as we seen at the table. I don't know what's sometimes truth and what's a lie. Like even with what
Mm.
Portia said about Kelly, I'm like, well, is that true? Because I just thought she pulled that out of her ass. That's how it sounded to me.
That I was just like, where is this coming from? And then she was like, well,
Yeah.
what she said about me wasn't true. I'm like, so I am not like a circuit judge in Georgia, but I could have swore homeboy was still legally married when you got with him, ma'am.
Oh, we're talking about Kelly.
No, we talking about Portia. She was
Oh,
like,
well.
Kelly said something about me a lie. I'm like, I don't think that's a lie, but also that came out of nowhere. And then you're like, oh, I got receipts. I am the receipt. No, you're not unless you were in the room. And if you were in the room, then you're the receipt.
I think I get. I mean, I get what Portia's trying to say. Like maybe she
Mm,
has her own story behind how she met Simon and whatever, like what transpired. But it's like
yeah,
those are facts. Like you cannot change facts. Now the
yeah. I was like,
circumstances may be different, but the facts are still there. Like you knew
yeah,
this man was married. You were literally sitting at this woman's granite countertop.
her husband and her Hennessy
Yeah.
left the house with.
And and I like Portia, but it's just the truth is the truth, and that's just what it
And not
is.
not for nothing. Other than that, like little like blip with her and K Michelle and her with Kelly, I think that Portia's gonna have a good season. I really do think she is. I think she's gonna have a good season. I'm like, I feel like she's gonna like be able to stir up the stuff at like in the scenes and then also give us funny confessionals. I need Kelly to do both because Kelly, when I tell you I was screaming when she did this impression of Charles, I'm like, leave that man alone. And I'm like, yeah, he does kind of walk kind of slow. That's because he played basketball and yes,
Yeah, he's tired, and that man can cook. He's always in the
yeah,
kitchen.
yeah. It's like, what
That
else he
man can
doing? He's like,
cook.
I'm retired from the basketball. What else am I doing? I don't know. What do you?
So Just to be
Okay,
a
I
little
got it.
messy too,
Okay, go ahead.
what do you think is worse?
Mm?
Angela's foreclosed properties
Mhm.
or Pinky Cole's bankruptcy and being sued?
Bankruptcy. I'm like, oh,
Okay.
because that has businesses. One, that's still ongoing. Something else just came out about her CFO or C. I don't know, somebody in our company. I'm like, it was more stuff. And I will give it to Angela. She's saying I lost 2 million of my own money. I'm like, girl, I'm sick for you. So maybe I don't know then. You know what? Maybe it is Angela losing $2 million because Pinky's husband was like 5 million. I'll give you that. Like your man could just give you $5 million. Maybe it is Angela.
Is it for the cameras though, or can he do it for real? Let me not question. Well, no, let's question it.
Right? Because I'm like, dang. I'm like, you saw that many cheesesteaks? Hold up.
And she's like,
It's
no,
a
no, I put myself in this. I'm getting myself out. I'm like, girl,
girl, never.
I would be
But
like,
also, I
absolutely,
found it
you know.
very it okay, so I don't know if it gave you this, but it gave me she didn't tell him because she wanted to impress him, but it gave me Erica Jane tease because how Erica was always trying to impress that old white man. And like you always wanted to impress him. And I'm like, it does I'm like, oh I don't want to be nobody's victim. He is your life mate.
Yeah.
He is your partner in life. I'm like, he don't care. He don't even care that you it's like maybe he did clear off camera, but on camera, he is your number one fan. And he's like, oh, I'm gonna just give you $5 million. Here you go. You ain't filing for bankruptcy. I'm like, he's
Yeah.
he is your partner. He is fine. It's like, and y'all got all these kids, and you ready to have like seven more kids?
And I think the difference is also like with the Erica Jane situation, I think she had something to prove. Like she had to prove to him that she wasn't
Mm,
just using him
true.
because of
That's very
the
true. That's very
you
true.
know the optics when you look at it. This
Mm-hmm.
is an older gentleman. Erica
Mm-hmm.
Jane doesn't really she doesn't have a slutty vegan. She doesn't really have did she have anything
Mm-hmm.
going on aside from Broadway?
Yeah, other than the music, like, and he like footed the bill on her music career. So
Yeah, so
I
it's
don't
like,
know. It's like you're right.
she
Like, I
has
don't know.
something to prove, but with Pinky, it's like the Slutty Vegan is yours. You know that Jamaican restaurant, you did that shit. So you know you're a
Yeah.
breadwinner as well. So it's like you don't have to feel
Yeah.
so. Oh, I got to do this. I got to do this by myself. You could
Yeah.
actually ask that man for some
Yeah.
money. It is okay, and you will not be
And
looked
he was
at
ready to
as
just give it to you.
you know
Yeah.
what a life, right?
I don't even know if he had that. Right. It's like I don't even know if he had it, but it was like, I don't care if I gotta figure it out. I don't know if I gotta move stuff from my savings to my checking. You're not filing for bankruptcy. But then I think she actually ended up did filing for bankruptcy because she did that Miss Rachel ass video explaining bankruptcy. I'm like, okay, no, let's not do this. No, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Not the
No.
Miss Rachel video.
I was like, why was she in overalls, Aaron?
Stephanie, I have brought this video up at least 4 to 5 times because I did not understand it. Number 1, I didn't see it. It was Kendrick and Kaya who showed it to me, and they were
Hmm.
like, "Look at this," and I couldn't believe it because I thought they were making it up.
I haven't even watched the whole video. I was like,
What?
oh hell no. Bloop. Mm-mm. I'm like, no, you did not, ma'am. You do not need to do this. You didn't. First, you did that thing when you were rolling out your like great value to me luggage out that house, and then you're doing this video. I'm like, stop talking. Just cut the Wi-Fi. Cut the Wi-Fi in the house. Cut the Wi-Fi right now. Cut it. Mariah, shut this down. Shut it down. Shut it all down right now. Shut it down.
And that's what she needs
Just
to do,
she really. I'm like,
and
Mariah
just
Carey, please
stop
come in
playing
here
with
and
those
shut
people.
everything up. Please stop. I'm like, good lord. I'm like, I don't like Pinky already on the Summer Jam screen, and I don't want her on the Summer Jam screen. And I've seen how people are saying like, oh, Pinky doing too much. I'm like, she's doing too much because Kelly and Shamia not doing enough. Say that stuff to Cynthia's face because apparently I've seen like a preview of next week. They getting 50 cents. She's like, "Girl, no one's keeping you hostage. If you wanna leave, go right ahead."
And that's just what it is because I'm tired of her bringing it up. It's like they're so nasty nice about it. And it's the same
Right.
thing with Shami. It's like, no, girl, I would never, I'm not talking to you. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you keep bringing it up.
But you're
Like,
complaining like you keep complaining about it.
yeah, this is
Get off
her.
the wheel, get
She's
off the
the face
wheel.
of the trip. They know this
Yeah.
by now. So it's like when you
Mhm.
say negative things like this, it looks bad. It looks weird,
Yeah.
and she would
Right,
never,
on her.
why would she purposely put y'all in the dirty ass room?
She
And let
would
me not
not.
say
She
dirty
didn't do
ass, because
that.
again, I don't think that room was, like,
I d
filthy. I just
But
feel
did
like
you clock how I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, 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 you're fine, you're fine. Because I said it
Oh,
before. I was like, I don't feel like the room was filthy now. Could some things have like, could housekeeping stop by for, like, 5, 10 minutes? Yeah, but I don't think that
mm,
was
no.
yeah.
My thing was, I clocked how before she even assigned the rooms, everybody and their mama said they didn't wanna be there. And I'm like, "Does it really?" I'm like, "How long are y'all gonna be in Dallas? Y'all acting like y'all have to live there for a few weeks. It is for the weekend.
I think they were
Did I
maybe
miss
were
it?"
they talking about the Airbnb?
So they were talking about the guest house. They were talking about how small it was. I'm like, "Girl, y'all are only going to be here." Yeah, the Airbnb guest house, that guest house, everybody was seemingly complaining about it, like, "I don't wanna stay out here. I don't wanna
But
stay
see, you
out
know
here." I'm
what?
like,
This is the prime example of what
"Okay."
happens. I feel when you have these big ass houses and you get used to a life of
Mhm.
luxury because when you travel
And then you
and
go to the guest house, and it's like,
it's
"Mm,
not. Yep. And you know what? Just to give like a little personal story, when I was working for this company, booking
mm,
like rooms for people, etc., we did have somebody call in, and it kind of gave me that perspective because seeing that she's like, I have a house
mm,
on the top of the lake, and I have all this stuff, and I have this big whirlpool bathtub in my shot in my
mm."
bathroom, and I have these big windows that overlook the forest and all of that. So she's like, I want to experience like that. And in my head, I'm just like, well, I
"Why
think
are
you
you
should
leaving your
just stay
house?
home.
Just stay home. Have a staycation." I'm like, "Can I come to your house?"
Right. Cause you're never gonna find it's not any experience that's gonna top that. At this point, whatever experience you're having is gonna be either equivalent to what's in your home or
Mm,
either an experience that's not so much about the aesthetic of the property, but the
mhm.
activities that you have planned. Like, when you go camping or when you go
Yeah.
like, do something like that. So that's what I think
Yeah.
they have to understand and get in their head. And every excursion isn't going to be this luxurious experience where you're on the top floor in a penthouse and you have all this stuff. No.
Yeah. I'm like, even with the Beverly Hills lady, when they went to Tuscany, hello, Sutton and Amanda were sharing a room, and they were twin beds in Tuscany, but the property was immaculate. But if they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, somebody gotta share a room," I'm like, "Yeah, y'all still gotta share a room at y'all big ages."
Maybe they were looking for a different outdoor area. I don't know.
Maybe. Maybe they were wanting the dynasty experience, but if you look at, like, the overall aerial view of the property, that gave me dynasty, no lie.
Mhm. It was
But it's like,
nice.
yeah, so I'm like,
The inside was a little, but
mhm. And it's like,
because
it's also a guest house. I'm like, I don't are guest house like extravagant? Because I thought people like when you have these big estates, they focus mostly on the main house. Or am I crazy? Because they had 2 guest houses and Pinky was in the tiny house. They kept joking and calling it a tiny house. I'm
I
so
think
confused.
just because Pinky was there.
Yeah. I was like, I was like,
And then
"Oh,
they
they
call
gave her a
her
whole guest house."
Smurf. That's probably why.
She said called her Papa Smurf. I'm like, "Get out of here. Angela, please stop being so quick. I'm screaming right now."
I hate it too because it's like, no, mind.
I was like, first of all, Pinky looks so good with this shortcut and this blonde. So I'm
She
like,
does.
y'all can talk about her not having no hair all you want, but it definitely fits her face and that color fits her face.
She just
So,
because whenever I see her with hair, like in
mhm.
throwback pictures of her at these
Yeah,
events,
it,
I'm like,
it
who
don't
is
look
that?
right.
Yeah, it
It's like,
doesn't. It looks strange, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
like, she looks really cute with this short cut, but I'm kinda glad towards the end, they're like, "I don't wanna fight with you." I'm like, "Oh, thank God. Stop fighting," because 'cause I'm like, "Why are you 2 fighting?"
Yeah, there's no need. I was so happy to see them drop that, and hopefully they can be
Mhm.
friends because I don't really think there's any real beef, but Angela
No.
was like, "I don't give a fuck about your situation." That's the only thing that I was just like, I don't know if I would necessarily, fuck with somebody that says some shit to me. Like, I
When I
don't care
tell you
about
when
your
she said, "I could
bankruptcy.
throw a rock and hit 10 people you owe money," I'm like, "Oh, Jesus, this is season 5, 4 of Atlanta." I am screaming.
Do you think it was rehearsed?
I don't think so. I really don't, because 'cause I'm like, because 'cause we've seen Angela in action. Because she was quick with Shamea. I think she was quick with Drew. I was like, "Angela quick." She like, she'll throw these out. She was
She's
quick with
quick,
she
but
quick.
I can't help but feel like this was a little rehearsed. The reason why I say it is just because, like, it's
Mm,
almost as if she came to the table, like, wanting a problem with this girl. Because
and I'm trying to figure out why.
I didn't see anything that Pinky said that warranted, like,
It didn't.
all of that.
Like, I'm like, Pinky is just very matter of fact. She really
Mhm.
is. But it's like, it makes I don't wanna say foolish, but it kinda does make her look like it did make like, I don't think she was aggressive, but it's like, it does make it look like she being like, "Girl, why are you bringing this up? If they saying ain't no problem, because that's not what they saying to you. This is what
Right,
they're saying to me."
and that's the
I'm like,
thing.
"Huh," and that's the problem.
So you're looking forward to the rest of the season of Housewives of Atlanta. Are you expecting anything?
Um, I bet you I'm not expecting to see any personal life from, Phaedra, and I'm glad people are noticing. I'm like, "So, why is she giving friend of and she is main cast?" It was
So
like,
the
"Hold up."
The thing is we don't necessarily see those moments, but
Mhm.
the thing is also Phaedra's there for comedic relief. And
She is.
it's the same thing I feel that's what people have to understand. Even if we were to have Nene back, and I don't want to hear, oh, we're never
Mhm.
gonna have her back. I'm not saying we will, but
I don't
if
know
we
I
were
don't know if
to
she'll work in this, and I love Lenifia down. I don't know if she'd work in this.
yeah. But I also don't think that we would see all of her life. I think she would probably do trips.
Mm.
She would probably give us little
She
bits and
probably would do friend of
pieces.
like Cynthia.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it's the same thing with Cynthia. We know she's dating, but we don't really
Mhm.
see much. I mean, but
Mm-mm.
Cynthia a friend of?
Cynthia is only friend of. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but
Oh yeah,
Phaedra is main cast, and I'm like, we saw this big old like one. Your child is 16. I'm like, I remember when your mama can remember your due date, and now you are driving her around. I'm like, I am not okay. Hand me my
that was
bareback and body.
crazy.
What is happening?
But you know what? Hey, I mean, maybe she'll show us why she's marrying soon. I don't know.
Mm,
I have high
maybe.
hopes.
I want to see everybody. It's like I know we're going to get story with Angela. I think because of the legal of it all, I don't think we're gonna get too much personal with Kelly because her
Mhm.
ex-husband is blocking a lot of that. So I don't expect to see a lot from Kelly. Maybe from Portia, maybe from it's so weird that I'm saying maybe with everybody.
And
And it's so
I
interesting.
really
It's
cannot
interesting.
stand that too because like when the husbands block this type of stuff because it's like,
Yeah.
this is putting money in
This is
your
she's taking care of
child's
your
mouths.
kids.
Yeah. So why would you not want her to have a solid spot on the show that's well known? And why wouldn't you want her to be successful?
Right.
Do you not want the best for your child? And I could
Right.
actually represent you in court if you need.
Oh, come on. Come on. He'd be
Because
like, "Yo, I want my client be innocent." I'm like,
yeah,
maybe you'll
those
win a
would be the
case. Aaron will win a
question.
case."
Those would be the questions that I would ask personally.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree.
But aside from Housewives of Atlanta, I want to ask you too, just getting into outside of Bravo, did you see
Mm,
the Met Gala looks?
I did. I did. Oh my gosh. I woo!
Mhm.
Be Beyonce and Rihanna. That one photo of them embracing, I'm like, a moment in a movie. I love
Is
it,
that
and
real? Because I keep hearing that it's AI, that it wasn't
it
actually.
is?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
keep hearing that
gosh.
it's not, that it's really not them, but
Mm,
I don't know. Maybe.
mm. I will say, s now Sierra, I love you, but when I tell you she want us to pay attention to her and Russell is looking good. They looked really
Mhm.
good at the gala. They really, truly, truly, truly did. But I think Sierra wants more attention than what she's getting. And Sierra always turns to look. She always looks good on the red carpet. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen her look bad. But I loved it. And I don't know, I think her name was Emma. I think she was one of the best dressed. I think it's
Oh,
like it
this
looked
is
like a
beautiful.
watercolor. I was like, "Ooh."
I just seen
Meg, I love the
Sierra's
looks.
look.
That's a thing. Look at her Martha turned it out. I'm like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay."
yeah, that's what, see, this is actually what I wanted for Beyonce.
Mm.
This
But
is
Blue
actually,
Ivy,
yeah, she
she
looked
looks
good.
so I'm like, I love it. I'm like, I love that. I loved it. I love that shit is a family affair and ooh.
I really wanted to get into the mess, though. It's not even about the looks. Did you
Mm.
see Rihanna and ASAP Rocky and
Mhm.
what happened with that little thing? Apparently, they were supposed to go to, like, Beyonce and Jay-Z's after party, and then they got a video of them arguing in the Sprinter van. Mhm.
For real? Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
feel
see
like
that.
Wendy
Oh,
Williams right
Lord.
now.
Yeah, come on. Come on, Hot
Yeah,
Topic.
apparently they were arguing in the Sprinter van, and at the, Met Gala, while Rihanna
Mhm.
was, like, doing this interview, ASAP was in the background talking to one of the, I don't know who it was, some woman, and
Mm.
I don't think she liked that.
Oh, boy. Oh,
So
boy.
they're trying to,
Wow.
I don't know if it had anything to do with that, but they were like, they
Mm.
kinda have a beef. And I don't
Did
know, it just made
wait.
me think.
Okay, so I don't this is not a messy question, it's just a question. Because Meg ended her run on Moulin Rouge on Friday, were you expecting to see her on the red carpet on Monday?
No.
Okay.
Were you?
Mm. I was thinking like, well, maybe she going to the Met Gala, but it may have been too late because like a designer has to invite you, and it probably was too late. So,
I also think that she needs a, like, I think that it would kinda look weird that she would
mm,
leave that and then go to the Met Gala, because it's like, if you have time to do that, then you coulda did a few
yeah,
more shows.
that's true.
So,
That's
that
true.
wouldn't be a good move. Like, the best thing to do would be stay home, and it's like, I'm not paying that shit anyway to go to the reg, because they have to pay for that?
They have to pay, and it's kind of like if they're invited by, oh my, and anybody can correct me, but I think it's like $100,000 to go. But if they're getting invited by the designer pays that.
They could go to, you
And I'm
know
like,
what?
huh? Because I noticed I don't remember seeing. I didn't see Sergio Hudson. I didn't see a look from him. I'm like, if I missed it, I missed it. But I thought The Rock looked good in Tom Brown. Um, I really liked Beyonce's look. And all right, so here's the mess. I the thing about it is like I hear everybody when they're saying like, "Wow, would you look good?" I'm like, you're absolutely correct. Um, Jeff Bezos been involved with the Met Gala for years. I think it's just like now he's more prominent this year. Is it read the room? Somewhat. It is. But let me know if y'all still got your Prime subscription. Let me know. Um, and so it's like I'm not surprised with people from TikTok saying it. Celebrities, I'm like, I'm glad y'all finally saying something because y'all say something about this. But I want to know, y'all bought y'all tickets for Usher and Chris Brown yet? Y'all bought them yet? I'm like, in the Taraji, I love you down. But didn't you take a picture with somebody in Bali who is in Bali avoiding charges in America? Wasn't that you? I'm like,
I just
oh,
look,
but Jennifer was beautiful.
I got 2 eyes, 2 ears, a nose in the mouth, and
And
so
I'm
I
like,
just look.
I'm like, two things can be true. I'm like, nope, I can see him like, you're like, "Nope, I'm skipping it this year." I'm like, "I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all." I'm like, "Fair."
Yeah, if you did, good for you. Like, I would never have anything against people that believe, like,
Mhm. 'Cause I'm like, "Y'all have a
that don't
damn good
support that.
reason to skip it." I'm like, "So let me just say that." I'm like, "I want y'all people to think like, oh, no, y'all have a whole damn good reason to go, not this year." I feel like if you're like a designer, I can see why y'all are so it's oh god, there's so much nuance to this. But it's like 2 things are happening. It seems like 2 things can be true. 2 things.
Mm,
It's 2
I
things.
agree.
It's 2 things happening. I'm like, "Nope," like, "Taraji, you're not necessarily wrong on this."
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't
I
know,
think when it
'cause
comes to stuff like this, I'm like, I'm not,
I'm like I'm like, "Oh, girl." I'm like, "Oh, girl." I'm like, it's so much. It's like, it's not just one thing, but it's like, I applaud you for saying something. I'm like, "I applaud you for saying something." I really do. It's like, because one, what Taraji like, and it might have been other people, what Taraji did is what we've been asking celebrities to do for years. So it's like, I can give her grace on that, even though I'm like, "Now hold on."
yeah.
Okay. Like, "No, no, no, mm-mm." I'm like,
But
"I
listen, we could just let them deal with it.
like, y'all handle this."
Y'all handle
And
it.
and notice, like, it's like, we're recording on a Wednesday. People aren't really talking about the Met Gala like that, and mm, every big thing like this, it has always been a protest element to it, as it should be.
Mm.
Because it's like we're living like the times that we're living in, were they gonna cancel the Met Gala? No. They were never going to cancel it. I'm like, you gotta have like it basically gotta be a pandemic.
In order to
We
cancel it.
ain't got and it's like and we don't have that right now. So they weren't going to cancel it. And I'm like, unfortunately, it's not like so the thing about it is I'm like, this is not the White House Correspondents' Dinner. This is not a visit to the White House. But to a certain extent, maybe it is. So it's like I'm like, I can look at both sides of this. I can. I'm gonna let y'all handle it. I'm gonna let y'all handle it.
Well, Stephanie, listen, I love you so much. It's been a
I love
pleasure. It's been so nice. We talked about so many things. We talked about 3 things, 4
you.
things, 5 things, maybe 6 things. But it's always so nice to have you, and I really appreciate you coming on. Is there anything that you're working on right now?
I'm working on Stephanie. Um,
I know that's right.
gonna be be recording with Mocha Minutes either later on this week or early next week. Because I want to do a recap of Daredevil Born Again because season 2 was so good. I want to talk about boys. I gotta get out with old man Wade about that. Just some other stuff I want to talk to, and I am putting together in my mind. I want to do a another conversation series about Black women, the hate that we're getting, the femicide, all of these things out here talking about Black trans women. I'm like, I want to discuss it all because I'm really tired of seeing everybody punching down on Black women. And I mean every single one of us. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of it.
And that is beautiful. That is really beautiful, and it's much needed to create a space and a platform for that because it's
Thank
very
you.
much valid. Black women are being under attack every day, and
We can't even just like enjoy pancakes in our house. Well, why you ain't cooking for some man? Girl, what?
ugh, this logic. But you know what? Y'all hear my dog, like, it's just too much. But I really appreciate you, and it's definitely if there is a link that I can post in the stories, let me know. I will post it in the stories. I definitely wanna share that. And where can the people find you?
So, though, but again, thank you so much for having me, Erin. I always have such a good time. I cannot wait to get with you and Kaya because I gotta have both of y'all back for Mocha Minutes.
Yes.
We gotta come back. I need y'all to come back and shake the table. Woo! Kaya gonna shake the
Somebody
table.
shaking the table. Hmm.
So you can find Mocha Minutes on all the social medias. Is Mocha Minutes is the handle. So please follow me X, that place, Lord have mercy. I am on Threads, Lord have mercy. I love Threads. I love y'all on Threads. I love Kendrick on Threads. I love Zell on Threads.
Yes,
Sharia on
shout out
Threads.
to
And like
Threads.
Threads is a new place. I absolutely love it. IG would love it. Come follow me. I promise to be a fun follow. I promise.
It will, and y'all check her out, and make sure to rate Mocha Minutes 5 stars as well, because she puts a lot of time, a lot
Five
of
on it.
effort in, putting these episodes out, so you guys make sure to check that out. You can check us out, you know where to find us, patreon.com/BravoWhiteBlack for exclusive content, especially from Kaya, because she is always posting something there. And
Yes.
again, thank you so much, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.